publishing schedule will probably change. It'll go to like 2 a year, unless by some
Still
miracle.
a respectable number.
Yeah, by some miracle, I start making money like hand over fist, which we know is, is a brass ring pipe dream sometimes.
What do
Hi,
they say?
everybody.
You gotta manifest that, make it happen.
I would like to. Just like I'd like to manifest $10 million behind me. If it starts stacking up, can you do a video with it stacking up behind me?
Oh, there's a good topic for today. Money, the root of all evil and a damn necessity.
Yes. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How are you today on this Saturday?
Are you sure it's actually Saturday, though?
No, I'm not. This part-time work, it's fucking with my head, people.
Aww.
And I've only been doing it, 2.5 weeks? Something like that.
Well, anytime you have a big change in your time management, your day-to-day stuff, it really screws with you.
Yeah. And it also screws with my time management. Like before, I had this window to write Monday through Friday, this window, and I sat down and I actually mostly wrote. Social media is a time suck, but mostly wrote. Now it's like, okay, I'm like, if I can write a little bit on Monday and Friday, I'll take Saturday and Sunday off. But on Monday and Friday, I forget what day it is. So maybe once I get into some sort of cadence with the schedule, I'll get to some sort of normalcy and then it'll change again.
Yep.
Time is an illusion. Part-time doubly so. Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's, but I have more time to actually get up and talk myself into exercising.
Okay.
So that works out a little bit.
You're starting a new routine, so things happen slowly.
Yeah.
Exercise is a good thing. I should probably do that again.
Yeah.
I haven't been to the gym in quite a while.
Well, we've got the rower, and we now we don't have it yet because part of it's in the truck. The treadmill.
We have the concept of a treadmill.
Yes, we have the concept. We have the top of it over there. Along with a half put together weight set.
So the treadmill is an illusion.
Yes, the treadmill is an illusion. But, so we have at least the rower is set up where I can use it. And it has been for the last year or so. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, a little less than a year. We got it. And, while I'm here, that's great. Notice she said, yes, talk to yourself. Not that she's doing exercises. Yeah. We don't have the workout room yet. So it's partially put together because if it's fully put together, it won't go through the door. Yeah, no. We brought it home, and then he was going to go get the wood to do the room, and realized that we have the treadmill and the weight set and all of that stuff broken into pieces in the back of his truck where he was going to put the wood. So we took out everything but the bottom of it because I'm just, classically wimpy, and I would never be able to pick that up and help him without throwing out his back and probably dropping it and breaking my foot.
Don't do that.
So yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're doing a little room, and we were going to do it in the top of our garage. That was our original plan. But then we got the rest of the house and the plans changed, and we decided, he was thinking about it, but then he's like, then we'd have to put heat up there.
Never make a plan. Never.
Well, I mean, we have a huge storage space over there, but there's no real windows. There's the windows are this deep at the bottom of the floor line, for the thing, and it would just be, yeah, not the type of exercise room. At least here you can look out and see the backyard.
Okay.
So, and our storage has become half of what it was, which is good because we have
the more space you have, the more crap you put in there.
Exactly. Exactly. We've always lived by the theory of equilibrium and had the smaller storage spaces, and it works out good. So, although the room with the bench and stuff, that woodworking stuff that my husband has, is pretty big. We could store stuff in there, but it's connected to the furnace room, which not so much. Sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's oily, stinky. Yeah. So, yeah, that's good for all his,
Plus, if you open yourself up to more storage, you're just gonna fill it.
Yeah, exactly. So I like to, we have been throwing out so much crap, and we still have a whole, I think there's 3 shelving units in that room, not the storage room, in the other room that we have to go through, that were my in-laws. Like, we have to have 30 cans of freaking paint in partials and stuff that we have to get rid of. And it's just, yeah. So.
But at least you have projects to keep you busy.
Yes. And,
and also distracted from writing.
Exactly. Because anytime I sit down and he's working on a project, I like, okay, I have time to write, not because it's like, Jane, can you come down here and hold this? Jane, can you come down here and do this? And I'm like, I didn't sign up for the project. Okay, hot flash is coming.
Aww.
Yeah. So it's just, and all of these distractions. Yes, it's really hard to get the writing mindset. However, I have been writing a little bit of notes as to what I want. So I actually now have a clear idea who a villain is, what they're going to do, and what is needed to stop them. So that's really good because, I just had this, and it's one that I have an outline for.
Okay. So you've got direction and ideas.
Well, this is the outline that I purchased, so it's not my outline. So I've got to think of my own ideas with it. And you know how I am with outlines.
Yep.
I need to ride by the seat of my pants and let the characters do whatever the hell they want.
Just think of it like a to-do list. How you get the to-do list done is still up to you.
Right. Exactly. That's why I was like, okay, I got to figure this out, because they just have a tag of the antagonist in the thing. So I'm now like, oh, I do have to figure that out. Okay. So
I've been doing absolutely nothing.
That's okay.
I started editing and it was fun.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got to the second book,
I was tired of it.
Like, nobody's reading it, so why bother? So that my motivation's kind of zero right now.
Yep.
So I get the no motivation and finding a million other things to do instead of writing.
Yeah. As I said before we went live, I said my brain has gone into squirrel mode. Squirrel and shiny things. But I can't get the shiny things anymore. So
as soon as you look at the shiny thing, it disappears.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then whatever thoughts I had, for doing this, but so, oh yeah.
It is what it is. But you also have a deadline, though. Don't you have like a hard editing deadline that you have?
Yes, I do. I do.
So
I put 2 into effect for this year. I had the one for Elven Assassin, which I needed to get done. That initially was going to go out in July, but it was moved up to April 1st. Yay! I wish I had a book in my hand to show you, but not yet. I'm still waiting. But yeah, So that moved up. So now I'm like, okay, I've got to get something out in July, to the editor for July.
Okay.
And I have a week and 2 days with the grandkids and a 2-week cruise thing between now and July.
You have to post lots of pictures. I need to live vicariously.
Yes. Yeah. So
I don't think I've left my cave for anything other than dropping the kids off to school in a while.
Yeah. Well, you had Zoe's 100-mile walk.
That's right. She did it.
Yes.
Her goal is to make sure she reached 100, and she wants to get to 110, but I don't know if she has time before they close it down.
Yeah.
But she did get her 100 miles this week. So she got her t-shirt, and she'll get her trophy at the end of the year.
That's awesome.
That was cool. And they spray them down with silly string when they get there.
Yes, I saw the video. I watched it a few times. I'm like, what are they spraying? and then I widened it. And I'm like, oh, it's silly string. So yes,
it's a fun program her school, the PTA puts on, and I think it's good for the kids because it encourages them to get out and get moving in the morning.
Yep. Yeah, and, it encourages movement and healthy, habits.
Yep. And there's prizes too. Like sometimes they reach a certain mile stamp.
Yeah.
Their name is put into a drawing, and there's like $5 Target cards, Starbucks cards, whatever that they have a chance to get. So it really keeps them motivated.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the end of the year, if they've reached, I think it's 100, 110, 120, that like each 10 mile after that, there's a special trophy for. So they always like want to get that.
Yeah.
And there's a t-shirt.
That's cute. That's cute. That is motivational.
It is.
Because
we will all do stupid shit for t-shirts.
I know.
Why?
Yes.
I will not, however, get mine because I am stuck on my 90s card and there's not enough time for me to reach my 100. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
I got one more year with Zoe still in elementary school before she moves on. And it's only at each school it's done by the PTA. So our school does it because the PTA runs it.
Yeah.
So once she's out of elementary school, that'll be it for the Milers Club. But
yeah,
see, maybe next year I'll get my 100 miles.
Oh, cool. Yeah, but 90 miles is still, commendable.
It's still quite a bit, but, we'll see. I would have got it had it not been for my car dying in December and me pretty much taking the entire month off because I was trying to find rides for Zoe and get my car to the mechanic. So I wasn't there in the mornings to do the 30 minutes every morning.
Oh, okay. So it's around, okay.
Yeah, they open the school up 30 minutes ahead of time.
Yep.
And the PTA runs it. You get a card for every 10 miles. They stamp it for every lap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a fun little thing.
Cool.
It's taken the entire school year up to this point to get her 100 miles.
Yeah, because how many days is in the school year? Like
180 days, I think.
Yep. Yep. So you think if you're doing it every day, and you're doing a mile every day.
It's about a mile every day.
Yeah.
4 to 5 laps is the average to get your 100 by the end of the year.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So yeah.
You go into school sweaty.
Well, in winter it's actually refreshing.
Yeah, sure.
Now not so much. It's getting a little too hot.
Yes.
And this week is production week, so they're finally they've been rehearsing since school returned from Christmas break.
Yep.
And so this week it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They're doing the Little Mermaid Junior.
Cool.
I cannot wait to see it. Zoe is so excited because she's Flounder.
Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be really cute.
Yes, that is awesome, awesome. Yeah, I haven't had any. Well, today we saw a band, but we were focused on other things.
and I have to say, and it sounds really bad when I say it like this, but as a mom, you'll understand.
Mm-hmm.
You've been to elementary school productions.
Mm-hmm.
And you're excited to see your kid. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
This school does such a good job. Every production that I've seen them do has been a really good production. Like you go because you actually want to see the kids do it. Like all of the kids, they
Awesome.
do such a good job. It's better
That's-
than some middle and high school productions I've seen. Anyways, so I'm really excited to see it because I know they do like that good of a job on these.
Are you going every night?
No, I'm doing the Friday. Thursday is just for in school. So
Yeah.
they'll break it up through the day so that every class gets a chance to see it.
Nice.
And then Friday night and Saturday, split with Nick. So he's going to do Saturday. I'm doing Friday.
Cool. Yeah.
And they should record it. So I should get a recording of it.
Oh, good. Oh, The Little Mermaid.
It's The Little Mermaid Junior.
Junior. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. I can't wait to see the videos. I'm like all excited about that too.
It's good. They did Beauty and the Beast last year and I was blown away.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good.
So they've got a good director.
Yeah.
And good musical.
And sound equipment and lights and stuff that they end up renting for it. So, I mean, they do a like really good job.
Cool. That's awesome.
It'll be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. It's the little things, right? We were talking about this before the show starts. You gotta find the little things to smile about. Because
yes.
Yeah, I know for me it's been rough. I'm sure for many of you out there it has been rough too. I don't know what's going on, but shit's just been weird.
Did you get to see the eclipse?
No, because we were only in the 50% zone.
Okay.
So the kids did get to see the crescent sun.
Yep.
But it didn't really get all that dark where we are.
We didn't have glasses, so we just saw a bright thing in the sky. But it did get dark. Oh.
Jane
That's
what?
Let's see. But yeah, we were, I mean, it was one of the prettiest days we've had here. We were outside, we washed the cars, which is really good. And it started around 2:30, 3:15 was the highlight here. We weren't in the totality zone, but it did get darker, not pitch black. And of course, I didn't have the glasses. Neither did Darren. And we're trying to take pictures with our phone without looking at it. And we didn't realize that on our pictures, I didn't save a lot of them, but on our pictures, you have the sun here, but you have a partial thing here. That shadow is exactly what what the thing is. And I didn't realize that. You know, I'm just like, oh, that's shit.
And Rebecca, this is the mug that I got from Phoenix, which I go to every year, but this year can't afford it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hell of a
If you ever
mug.
get a chance to get one of these mugs, Wild Bill's, they're worth it. That is a mug.
that is a very large mug.
And it's double walled, insulated. I mean, this is heavy duty.
Yeah, that could harm somebody. just like some of the copies of my books now. They're weapons. Yep. Not only can I drink, but I have a weapon. Okay.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That's neat. Yeah.
If you were in like the area closer to the totality, you could look at the shadows and see the bite out of the sun effect.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But if you're not, like, we were in the 50% zone.
Yeah.
So while it got darker and it was kind of oddly dark, it wasn't giving the same shadow effect as if you were closer to the totality area.
Yeah, we were in, I think, the 95% thing. And it was funny because when it got darker, there were crest moons on the ground through the trees. We thought it was the shadow from the trees. We were just like, that's weird.
It's a really cool effect.
Yeah, it was. And neither one of us took a picture of it because we were getting ready to go in because it got cold, because it did get almost like twilight.
Okay.
Here. Not dark like, you see the pretty pictures of the totality, but yeah. And I got some wild pictures of the sun at totality through the trees because all the branches were there. So
just figured out easy. Oh no, she wants me to mug people. I have children, Rebecca. I can't go to jail. Legal ways of making money. Thank you. Legal.
Yes.
Yes, for anybody out there who needs editing, book cover art, and all kinds of book-related stuff, hello, my schedule's open.
Yes, yes, and she does good work.
Thank you. I need to hear that because
yes, you do. Yes. Then don't get caught.
Don't get caught. You know, it's easier said than done. It's not like I'm a criminal mastermind here.
and right now you're kind of down on your luck, so that would not be a good thing.
Exactly. You don't tempt fate when you're having bad luck, okay?
Yes, yes. You know, that's like poking the bear. Come on.
Oh, here we go. Totality without glasses. That's so cool.
Oh.
Yeah, those who got to actually see the totality, that must have been amazing.
Yes. Yeah, one of the photographers that I follow, he's out of York, Maine. He wasn't going to go, and his wife wanted to go, so he drove the hour or so up to northern Maine, and he got some phenomenal photos. But he's a and he was scrambling because he didn't bring all this stuff. But yes,
I'll bet it was beautiful.
Yeah. I wish I had glasses because then I would have been able to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as it was, we were like, we can't really see it. We can't.
You're not staring up at the sun without glasses.
Exactly. Well, I had the camera in front of me like this. The sun was behind me. I'm like tilting it, trying to see on the thing, and I'm like, if I had known what kind of filter to use on my camera, I might have been able to catch a little bit more.
Okay.
But, yeah. Live and learn. We won't ever
there'll
see
be
it
another
again.
one. I think it's every 20 years North America gets a full totality.
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, there's an eclipse twice a year every year, but we don't see because we're not within the totality zone except for every 20 or so years. Right. And that totality zone shifts depending on, where you are in the country. Because in Nevada, I was not near the totality zone.
Yeah.
But if you were in that line across most of the center of America, then you got to see a really beautiful side.
And it went up through Vermont and New Hampshire. It was in northern, it was probably closer to where we were today, up in North Conway, that area, which is, north.
Now in 2017, we weren't in totality, but we were closer than we were this year. So we got to actually see the shadow effect.
Yeah.
For that 2017 eclipse. But yeah, eclipses happen more often than you think, but we're just not in an area that gets the chance to see it.
The next one goes right over Orlando.
Ooh. That'd be fun.
So plan your Disney vacation to coincide with the eclipse.
Oh, Rebecca says they forgot last week due to life explosions. Talk to you about doing some work. Yeah, I need work.
Yes. Yeah.
That I do. Spread the word around.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I was saying before the show, I need a reason to get out of bed in the morning. Mm-hmm. It's only partially a joke.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, more medicine.
Yeah.
And I said we weren't going dark. I will keep myself perky and happy.
Yes. And I have not reached out to start. Take it till you make it, right?
It's funny. I haven't in the last 6 months. I have drank more in the last 6 months than I think I had in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Like it's yeah.
Don't become an alcoholic, sweetie.
I'm not drinking every day.
Good. I'm just telling you here.
Because away on the weekends because it's too damn quiet in the house. My kids are the reason I get out of bed in the morning during Monday through Friday.
Yeah. But on the weekends, it's like, why?
Yeah, on the weekends, it's really hard to find that reason.
And the dog is there laying with you. And
she's actually right over there.
Yeah.
Like, just sprawled out.
Yep. Yes.
Next life, I'm coming back as a dog. She's got the life right there.
Yep. Yeah.
No one expects anything out of her. She doesn't have to pay for room and board. She just gets fed multiple times a day. Doesn't
How
even have
big
to
is
guard
your
the house, really.
How big is your dog?
85 pounds.
Okay. So that's about the size of Beckett, which is the German Shepherd Husky mix that will
Yeah.
be here next week for the first time.
Yay.
Yes, she would stand like this high.
Go to bed on the weekends to put together the workout. I don't have workout machines, Rebecca. I live in a tiny apartment. There's no space for a workout machine. Tina would prefer to be a cat. I agree with you there too. Cats actually do have a slightly better advantage over dogs.
Because they're like, fuck you.
She doesn't even have to brush her own hair. You're right.
Yes.
Right. She gets beaten on hand and foot. And let me tell you, as a husky, she needs that brush.
Oh, yes. Yep. I'm like, we're gonna have an explosion of hair. It's a good. Actually, the vacuum guy isn't coming till the 22nd.
So we're heading into warm season. It's actually been really, really warm lately.
So she's
shedding
her winter coat. Yep.
And she doesn't like to be brushed, and she's a woolly.
Yep.
So I have to sit there and basically torture her for an hour at a time
to get a small dog off her.
Exactly. And then I'm like, okay, I've done enough to you. We'll get the other side tomorrow. And you can see the look in her eyes. She's like, please don't. Just please don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's torture for her because she hates being brushed. But woolies have those, that it's such a thick undercoat that it mats underneath that top coat. Yeah. And if you don't brush it, then it's like which heavy insulation just underneath, just compacted. And it's not good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. The yes.
Doesn't have to bathe herself.
Yeah. Yeah. Beckett has more of the German Shepherd fur.
Okay.
But the husky coloring.
Oh, pretty.
She is a gorgeous dog. Gorgeous, gorgeous dog. I'll post pictures at some point.
And Rebecca, you're not joking either. I have literally in an hour session pulled a medium-sized dog's worth of fur, and she's ready for another brush already.
Yep.
I don't know where the fur comes from. It just keeps coming.
It keeps growing. It's like you want
I literally get tumbleweeds of fur rolling across my floor every day. Like you have to keep up on the vacuuming and everything. I don't even notice anymore when I have fur just covering me. Other people look at me like I'm a slob. I'm like, look, I have a husky, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I love her though. She's my baby.
Who, me or her? Sent pictures last year.
I think she's talking about I've posted pictures occasionally of brushing sessions with Missy and the big
pile
of dog fur. I have filled my bathroom trash can. You know, the normal size of a bathroom trash can. I've filled that easily. Like pushing it down, filled it.
Easily.
With single brushing sessions. Yes.
Easily.
Yeah, the fur is no joke. And it's twice a year that they blow their coat. The rest of the year, they just shed husky glitter. But twice a year, they blow their coat. And
Yep. It's the spring and the summer. I mean, the summer and the winter. Yeah.
Never ending.
Yep. June and actually, it's March and September.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's the off ones getting ready for the cold season versus the hot season.
And we don't even have a real cold season here.
I'm
so
sorry,
what is she shedding? We don't have a cold season.
Yeah.
And because we're heading into the summer, I naturally have to set up the summer stuff for her. So not only does she have a cooling pad, so a gel pad that I lay on her favorite spots, but we also keep ice packs under it. So that the gel stays cool because the gel will eventually warm to their body heat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always know when she starts laying on the floor, because we've got a laminate floor in the living room now. Anytime she starts there, it's like, all right, now it's getting hot enough to bring out the gel pad and the ice packs for her.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, at Vicki and Wes's house, they keep the house like thermal. Thermal, even in the winter, it's cold in there.
I can't afford to do that.
Right.
If I go below 78 degrees, which is warm in the summer, I can't afford it. It becomes a $300 power bill.
Right.
So I have to, and I live in a small apartment.
Yeah.
Power is ridiculously expensive.
Yeah.
So I keep it at about 78.
Yeah.
And then we use fans and we have ice packs.
Yeah. Usually, we've kept this, I think this house, actually, we don't even turn on the air, but we turn on the dry. You don't know what that's like. We just suck all the humidity out of the house.
Well, even better. I have a smart power thermostat that's connected to Nevada Power.
Yeah.
So when Nevada Power has high heat warnings and outages, they can actually log in and turn my thermostat up.
Okay.
So there are days where the thermostat automatically gets adjusted to above 80 degrees because it's a Nevada Power controlled thing. And because I'm only a tenant, I can't do anything about it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
So some days are hotter than others.
Oh, yeah. I'm not looking forward to the summer. I'm just not. But I am thankful that I have this apartment. I will never not be thankful that I have this apartment.
Right.
But yeah, I'm dreading the summer this year. And I don't want to see the power bill. It's been so nice through the winter having $100 power bill. And it's going to immediately, like in the next month, jump up to $300.
Yep. Yeah. Ours is opposite. Now it's going to go down because
you guys have the winter, yeah,
because we have the mini splits that we've been using basically to heat, so our oil is not outrageous.
Okay.
And it actually is. We're still ahead, but there are bills for the electric bills that have been up here. And they're normally down here because we've been heating with the splits. So that's why when we turn them to dry, they don't use as much energy.
Okay.
But it only gets, the type of humidity that Rebecca deals with, hot heat and humidity, only for maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks during the summer, tops up here.
Okay.
At the beach, it's different because you're right on the ocean, so you're getting all the humidity and humidity. Yeah, my hair looks awful. It just goes, it just is just nasty. But yeah, so it's a little bit easier up here in the mountains.
I get that.
And just the act of drying makes yes. Yeah, I know you have. And I'll be down on the shore of North Carolina the last weekend this month because it's one of our nephew's weddings.
Oh, yay.
I'm very happy for Freddie and his bride-to-be. I had to think about, I'm like, it's not wife yet. They were, his bride-to-be was the one who helped Billy at his wedding.
Okay.
When he had the crash, because she's a nurse.
Oh, good.
So yes, so it's good to be down there. But
there's a but. Fodder for new writing?
Maybe opening old wounds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the side of the family. It's not my side. Okay. It's my happy bright side. It's the other side. Yeah. Yep. No, cool. Yeah.
It's funny how different sides of the country do things differently to deal with the summer and winter. Because for us, it's always dry.
Yeah.
But it's the dry heat. So you're literally sweating the second you step out.
Yeah.
And then that sweat dries to you and you get crusty and.
Well,
like
crusty is kind of better than beet red and not being able to sweat it out because there's too much moisture in the air.
No, I get it. The is definitely bad.
And dry heat is better for your hair.
It may be better for your hair, but when you put makeup on, then you go out and it all melts off.
Yeah, not for your skin, but maybe for your hair. Yes.
How do I add moisture to the air? It's so dry in here in the summer.
Humidifier.
Oh, so I got to run another machine that costs electricity?
I was going to say it costs electricity.
I'm already running the cooler. Come on now.
Do you have the vaporizers that you use for the kids when they get the chest colds and stuff?
Actually, no. Ours broke, so I need to get a new one.
Okay. Because I was going to say.
And I had the hot mist humidifier, not the cold. So, because they tend for me to work better than the cold. I think
Yeah.
the cold ends up putting like a weird dust in the air. We also have a lot of minerals in our water.
Yeah.
So the heat seems to work better, and that's not going to help.
Yes. Yeah. There. It just makes
Sweating is a good thing, yes, except for the fact that you sweat through everything you wear, and you get that lovely seatbelt mark across every time you drive anywhere.
Well, she has a good. You soak a piece of fabric and hang it in doorways or an open window.
Yeah, it's the same effect as you shower with the door open and let the humidity leach out. Yeah, and we do that actually in the winter because the air is so dry here.
Yes.
That acts as a humidifier for our small apartment.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we do that. We do that in the winter here too, because otherwise we'll walk across the room, touch a light switch, and I mean, I've gone to give my husband a goodnight kiss, and it's like electricity going between us. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I have slept with wet towels to stay cool. So yes, I have done similar.
Yes.
120 degrees in the summer ain't no joke. I don't care how dry the heat it is, but yes, we do what we can.
That's egg frying on the pavement heat.
Well, see, that's the thing. The pavement actually gets hotter, and your car can get up to 20 degrees hotter.
Yes.
So I actually just had to replace the sunscreen that I used to have because it literally melted in my car last summer.
Ah, okay.
It ain't no joke here in the summer.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, we do what we can do. But yeah, sleeping with a wet towel sometimes does help. Yeah. And like I said, I have a cooling pad for my dog that we stick ice packs under to help her stay cool.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've laid my feet on it too.
She will overheat before you do.
Yeah. Yeah, wearing that damn fur coat.
That's when you just.
And also, I can't walk her. I can't walk her during the day.
No, because
I have to wait until sundown, because even at like 7, 8 p.m. at night, the pavement is still too hot.
Right. I was going to say her paws. There's a little paws.
Every time I see somebody walking a dog during the day, oh, it enrages me because those poor paw pads are burning and they don't know it.
Yeah. Like unless they have little booties on the dog.
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
And there's so much concrete here. They've been on a mission to get rid of every patch of grass possible and replace it with rock. So anytime I see people walking their dogs during the day, I just feel so bad for the dogs. And I can't take Missy out until it's evening. And even then, like, I got to make sure it's not too hot for her.
Right. Because you don't want to burn her paws. So people, don't let your dog's paws burn.
and the thing is, they, for the most part, a lot of them don't know. They don't think.
Right. And the dog doesn't tell them.
Mm-hmm.
The dog, or if they're whining, they think it's something else.
Yeah.
Which, that's a bad dog owner.
Yeah, that pavement, if it's hot enough to fry an egg on, and yes, it is, your poor dog should not be walking on that. Or the rocks, because the rocks aren't much cooler.
Right. Right.
But yeah, they've been on such a mission to, conserve water that they've gotten rid of almost every patch of grass that is unnecessary.
And they wonder why the temperature over that area has gone up.
Even in our apartments,
on global warming, it's not global warming. It's getting
even in our apartments, they've gotten rid of 90% of the grass. The one grass patch, and I thankfully live in front of that grass patch.
Yeah.
That they have retained is in front of my apartment, and it's the one that borders we live on the opposite side of a golf course.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only reason they've kept it, is because it's like linked to that golf course that's near us.
Yeah.
So hopefully they never get rid of it, because that's the only patch of grass that the dogs have in our apartments.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my dog is such a delicate little snowflake. Burned her pads on the roads. Yeah. Because they don't realize till they're already burned. That's the thing. The signal doesn't connect to their brain until it's already burned. And those pads are softer than you think. And with huskies, they grow fur between them. So they do have a little insulation, but not all dogs have that. And that insulation is meant to cover the snow, not the heat.
Right.
It does act as like a sock. So in the summer, I tend to not shave the paw pads just to give her a little extra.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of dogs, the hair doesn't grow like that.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I don't know how we got on this topic.
Heat.
already.
I don't know, my hot flash. Who knows?
We were supposed to be talking about writing, and we're talking about our poor dogs.
That's because neither one of us are writing.
Look, I wanted to re-edit and get spurred on to finish book 5, and I did the whole thing on book 1. I spent time on book 1. I reworded it. I changed a bunch of stuff. I edited it, and I love it. I do love that book. And then I put it out, and it's still just not selling. Like, it's, you know, like being shadow banned on social media. That's what it feels like. And so what's the point? And then I lost all that drive and all that motivation, and I can't seem to find it again. It's like I got nothing to go on. When we were talking before about you can't pour from an empty jar, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So something's gotta, you know, fill me back up again with that hope and that possibility and all that bullshit. Yeah. I got none left. And it's, again, why bother? There's my writing at this point.
Yeah, me, I've just been so focused on channeling everything this way.
Well, you're going through a life change.
Now that I'm done with doing all that and getting everything organized in my writing world, so it's a lot more narrow. You know, I only have 4 different venues. You know, Ingram Spark, Amazon, Google, and D2D. I stopped going direct to everywhere else because I wasn't seeing any sales.
And it's a headache having to deal with that many different places.
Yes. And if I decide to change a price,
which is why Drafted Digital is a good option, because it does deal with all those other places for you, and it doesn't take that much of a percentage. But any percentage off of 0 sales is still
0. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was like, you know,
killer.
I'm seeing Amazon doing the Ingram Spark. I've seen
that on a t-shirt.
Yes. Yes. I mean, I've seen the best sales of my physical books since I went to Ingram Spark, but that's because the world is seeing it. It's not just through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And it got me a little excited. So then I start thinking about, you know, the Kickstarter that we talked about last week. And I'm like, you know, should I do that for some of my titles? But then, you know, I asked my group, you know, hey, if I did this, which title would you want to see? And I got crickets, but I hate Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's just like, is it they're not seeing it? Or is it that they don't know? They're not really my fans. They just want free stuff. You know, all of that stuff is, you know, those are the questions that are, you know, circling in my mind that sort of stunt my ability to.
From what I've seen, Facebook is losing market share because Facebook by itself is seen as the old person's platform, whereas TikTok is where Gen Z is.
Yeah.
Instagram is trying to capture that, and even though it's owned by Facebook, it's branding itself differently, but it's still video based. So everything has to be video based, which we've talked about the time sink that is.
Yeah.
YouTube has tried to connect with that, but its shorts aren't nearly as good.
Yeah.
And it's taking away from what YouTube was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So YouTube has split its viewership, and it's causing a lot of people on YouTube to back away and stop their channels because they've made it harder to make a living off of.
Yeah.
So Instagram and TikTok seem to be the 2 front runners as long as you're doing videos to get in front of people. And that's the thing. If you're not doing videos, no one cares.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it too. I jump on Instagram and I look at reels. I don't necessarily, scroll through the feed anymore. I go straight to reels.
Yeah.
So I'm guilty just like everybody else, but it's making social media no longer the good marketing tool that it used to be, the good connecting point.
Yeah.
And where Facebook, yes, has groups, and that was a good concept, it's not actually reaching anybody. And if you've I hate going to Facebook now. If you go into Facebook, look at your feed, literally every 2 to 3 posts is an ad.
Right. And I'm seeing things today from Tuesday. Yeah. You know, and thank you. So thank you for saying that. Now it's just me knowing that people aren't seeing it.
And as Anita's saying, YouTube is pushing shorts. They're trying to capture what Instagram and TikTok are doing.
Yeah.
But that's not what YouTube was meant for.
Right.
And it's splitting the viewership, and it's also pissing off creators.
Yeah.
So it's causing its own problems.
Yeah.
So YouTube is not doing a good job right now, and I have a feeling YouTube and Facebook are going to become, again, the old guard. It's not the place where your viewership is. But where is your viewership anymore unless you're making stupid videos? And while I love watching them, I don't have the energy to make stupid videos all day.
Right.
You know, more power to those people who can. I wish I had that energy anymore.
Yeah. I haven't been making I was going to do the TikTok challenge and try to get, you know, at least one up a day. And I'm just like, maybe when I'm retired, I'll have time to think about that. And maybe on the days that I'm not working, once we settle in, I'll have time, but it takes time, effort, and energy, and I suck at it.
Here's the thing, and I've said this from the beginning as a writer, and while it used to work when the market was smaller, if you put your passion into something, people see it. But lately, it's not easy to get people to see your passion.
Right.
But if you're not putting your passion into something, when people do see what you're creating, they don't feel it. They don't get as excited.
Right.
And that's kind of the way I see it, which is why I've never jumped on that bandwagon, because I don't have a passion for creating those things. Some people are really good at it and they do a great job at it.
Yeah.
And they do see success. I don't know what the answer is, though.
Right. Right.
And people who doom scroll, yeah. And a lot of the algorithms force stuff on you. I've noticed with Instagram, their algorithm is a really vicious cycle. And not to get dark, but let's say I'm in a bad mood, right? And I'm watching Instagram Reels and I happen to like one video that has a very dark theme. Instantly, every other video becomes that dark theme. And it just forces me down that rabbit hole. Whereas if, let's say, I laugh at a funny dog video or I share a funny dog video with something, the next set of videos I see are going to be funny dog videos. It's like instant reaction to whatever you're feeling is what that algorithm is feeding on. So you never know from one day to the next what people are actually going to get.
Yeah.
And unless you're working with the algorithm is not working with you.
Right.
So I've gotten stuck on the doom scrolling algorithm for quite a while. And there's not a lot of book talk on that.
Yeah. I haven't figured out the marketing and I don't know. I'm wondering how good we'll be at the new social media, getting our word out there. It's rough because I'm like, I don't want to do that.
And
you're right. And I don't want to do that. If I'm playing and having fun, like I did a little bit,
yeah,
you know, I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Let's try this. And it was new and it was interesting.
But once you get on the hamster wheel, you can't get off.
It was time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't want to spend my time doing that.
But if you do get off the hamster wheel, you lose the algorithm. And so it becomes something you have to do. And the few clients I picked up in the last couple of months, every time they've gotten to the point of being done with the services I offer and go to the publishing and marketing phase, I'm like, sorry, this is where I have to let you go because I don't do that side of it.
Right.
I cannot help you. I am not good at that. You need somebody who is actually good at that because if you're not, you're going to fail.
Right.
And I wish I could be good at that stuff because apparently that's where a lot of stuff is happening.
Yeah.
But you got to be, good at that constant hamster wheel mentality of making stuff that hits the algorithm and that keeps people engaged. And if you're not good at it, you don't want to pay money for that.
Right. And,
that's been my iteros the entire time I've run Rising Sign Books. I'm going to give you a service I can offer. I'm going to do my best job for you. If I can't do something, I am not going to charge you money for it. I'm not going to do it for you because I know this is not me.
Yeah, that's not your
service I can't do.
Right, which is good,
You would think.
Yes, Well, you stepped out of it for a while, so now it's building that customer base back up.
Yep.
Which is rough. You
I still treat every book like it's my own.
Yep.
I still want to see every book I work on succeed. I still want to make sure it looks as good as possible. You know, I still try to do my best.
Yes.
But once it's to the marketing phase, I'm sorry, guys, that ain't me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish, because my books would sell better if I was good at marketing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, okay, how do I leverage this? I'm not a natural marketer.
And back to what we said at the very start of the show, if I could afford to hire somebody.
Yes.
But if I can only spend what I make, $2 ain't going very far.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's not even for a cup of coffee anymore.
You get the draft to digital notice. Here's your monthly statement. $2.50. Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, I consolidated everything, and that was painful too, because, you know, you had to.
But you're smart though.
iTunes that is the most painful one. Because they only show you what, 6 or 8 books on your book screen. So you have to go through and search for every book and then go through. Yeah, that took about 4 days to get those off. Because I have 85 freaking books. You know, Barnes and Noble was easy. You know, taking both the physical books and the ebooks off of Barnes and Noble, and, you know, getting them sent from Ingram Spark and Drafted Digital was easy. You know, even taking off the Amazon physical books was easy. But yeah. It's just,
you have quite a bit. I will never complain about my 30-some books when you've got 85.
Yes, and when you decide to do a pricing change on everything, and it's on 5 different things.
I will say, over the last week, I did put the Agents of Asset series and the Little Werewolf series on Direct Buy through Ingram after talking to you.
Okay, good.
So those 2 series are available on Direct Buy, and there's a link on my website to get to them.
Good.
But I have not moved all the rest of them or anything. That was enough of a headache in itself to set up.
Yeah, it is. Oh, get this. I was getting on a few of them that, you know, my resolution was low, and I'm like, I couldn't understand it. And then I got, you know, from the people doing my fancy book cover that my resolution was low. Can I fix it? And I apparently, when I was loading it into GIMP to redo it, was importing it at 100
no
DPI.
No, 300 or better.
Exactly. Because you know, the originals are up there. But when I imported it, I didn't realize that little bottom.
Oh no.
So I've had to redo all the covers again.
Yep.
So yes, I'm like, oh my God, if I did this with this, because I'm like, look at, I'm like, okay. And then I'm looking at some of the other sides of the files. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah.
I learned that lesson the hard way years ago. So I feel you.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh.
And that's something I keep warning all of my clients about anytime they send me images. I'm like, if it is not 300 DPI or better, don't even start.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just went through because I assumed they were okay. You know, you saw the cover for my Kickstarter one. That actually looks fine
on the screen, because the screen.
No, on the physical copy that I have.
Okay.
It looks fine, but it's probably not as crisp.
There's a huge difference between 150 and 300. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I went back and I fixed everything.
See, now ebooks, you can get away with a smaller resolution.
You know, yeah. But I didn't realize that I was importing it smaller.
Oh, Facebook Messenger compresses everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the first things I do whenever I open a file somebody sent me is I go to the image size and resolution. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is either going to work or it's not. Or sometimes you can increase the resolution and make it work. But yeah, no, because they have to compress it, Rebecca. They have to. Could you imagine full resolution photos being sent through social media?
Right.
Like that's a lot of bandwidth they're having to come up with.
Yeah.
They have to compress everything.
Yeah. So I was just like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And then when I looked at the original file, and it's like 50 meg. The original one that I pulled down from because I made it on BookBrush and pulled it down as PDF, and it was high resolution.
PDFs are always they're always over bloated.
Yeah. And then so, when I imported it to do the, get it into the right frame. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, now you will never make that mistake again, though.
And just going in and changing it to 300 once you've done that does not necessarily fix it.
Well, yeah, adding DPI to something that is already low DPI doesn't fix the file. It's adding more dots per inch. It's going to reveal a lot of stuff if there's anything missing, and you have to correct that. There are ways to fix files, but just increasing the DPI, no, it's not going to do it.
Right.
Yeah. And Rebecca, yes, nobody should send official artwork through Messenger. If you're just sharing something just to share something, sure.
Right.
No
exactly.
But if you're going to send something, it has to be sent at full resolution.
Yes.
And usually that's sharing through Drive.
Yeah.
Sending a Drive link.
Yeah, I had to send
email, but email has its limitations.
Yeah, I had to send because they said, "Can you send us the original file?" Mm-hmm. And I sent it, and I got, nope, you can't send that through email. So I sent them a Google Drive link. So all of it's on Google Drive, and hopefully they can get to it. But yeah.
Yep. But never make that mistake again. You learn that one once,
right?
You will always remember it every time you look at a file.
Exactly. Whenever I open something from PDF into GIMP, I will make sure it's not at 100 DPI when I open it. Yep.
Although that's another reason why in my Gmail I have to delete stuff. I never used to have to delete things, but because I have sent and received so many major files over the years, I've used up so much of my space.
Yep.
I actually had a client from like 2 years ago message me, and I don't keep files after 30 days on my computer, but they messaged me about something, file I'd worked on 2 years ago. And I was like, look through your sent and received files, because if you don't delete your messages, it's probably still in there. Yeah. I don't keep it on my desktop anymore, but I bet you it's still in your email somewhere. And they were able to find the file.
Good. Yeah. I usually I have a folder for cover art. So I usually throw things in there. So yeah.
Usually when I get to that point, Regine, I just put it on my drive and I send them a link to it if it's too big. And then I delete everything within 30 days so that I don't have to worry about the space anymore, because you either have to pay for the space at some point or you have to delete files, and then deleting it is the cheaper option, which is what I do.
Yeah. On Monday when they get back to work, I've got to make sure they got it from the Google Drive, because I'm going to delete it because it's too big.
Yep.
It will, it will kill my Google Drive, but it's just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you got to do, Rebecca. You got to, find the best ways to get them the file and then get it the fuck off of your drive somehow, so it doesn't waste your space.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Because it will. And you only get so much space on Google Drive. And once that's used, they want you to pay for it. And it's like, God damn, I have to pay for everything.
I know. I know. Well, my OneDrive hasn't exceeded the limit yet.
Good for you.
Yeah. And that has everything on it.
Oof.
Yeah. That's one of my backups. And then I have a hard backup. Yep. And I back up frequently because I've been
this one's full time, start another. You do what you gotta do. We all know how to work on the cheap. Sometimes that does mean starting up another Gmail so that you get a little extra space.
Yes.
Hey, we all got to make a living, right?
Right.
We all have to do what we need to do to survive.
Yes. Yes.
And that is one way to do a workaround. And I've always been an advocate for doing things the most cost-effective way as possible.
Yep. Yes.
Literally everything is a subscription these days.
I know, and it's annoying.
Yeah.
I'm glad, you know, some of the things that I have aren't subscription, because it's just like, oh.
Why do you think I use like a 10-year-old Photoshop program?
Right. Well,
That was the last time it was non-subscription.
Hey, I use GIMP, so I can't even. And you taught me some things in that I did for a couple covers, because I've never done that stuff. So,
and I still say Affinity is a good option. Yep. Affinity is still affordable, and it is a Photoshop clone. However, it's not a complete duplicate. So some things are like backwards to me, and it drives me crazy when I'm like, I could do this on Photoshop this way, but it doesn't work the same way. But Affinity is powerful enough to compete with Photoshop.
Yeah.
And it's non-subscription. Thank God.
Yeah.
I do have both. And I do, for the more modern stuff, I'll go to Affinity to fix things.
Yeah.
But I've old dog, new tricks. I still know Photoshop in and out from the old version. So I still use it for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly. Yes, she has. And it's
again, like, we gotta do what we gotta do, right?
Yes.
Laughs in pervert. Thanks for that, Rebecca. We need a good laugh.
Yes. Yes.
What, didn't we say something about finding reasons to laugh? So
yes.
There you go.
Yep. It's the little things, right?
And find some reasons.
The big mug. The mug that's bigger than your face.
This is my favorite mug. I'm so sad I don't get to go this year.
I know.
That was like that's my bright spot in the year. I look forward to it every year. And I told my friend, and I've got to find a way to pay her back for my spot, because I did confirm that I would be there before shit hit the fan. And I feel guilty that my spot is still there, even though I won't be there. So I've got to find a way to pay her back. But I won't be able to go this year. I kind of needed it too. It was like my reset every year, you know, getting to get out and have some fun. But maybe next year will be better. Yeah. Maybe next year. So hopefully when she comes through town, because she usually stays with me on her way there, I'll be able to find some way to repay her. And maybe next year I'll get to go.
Yes. There's always next year. There's always next year. So.
Wait, what is she impressed about?
The pervert thing. I don't know.
There we go. We can laugh at Rebecca. That's what it is.
Yes.
All right. Well, then, next week we won't be here. Like I said, production week for my daughter's play. So I'm hopefully, I won't be there on Saturday night, but I will be available in case she needs me for anything.
Yep. And the week after, I'll be at that wedding.
Yep. So we will be back in, what is this, April? May. We'll be back in May. Oh my God.
How May, and I'll be live from the trailer. Let's hope the internet is working.
Look, with the way luck has been this year, don't count on anything.
Knock on wood, yes.
We will hope. We will hope. But thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight and all your comments. We love being able to chat with you guys. And we will see you in May for our next episode.
May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
There you go. Bye, guys.
Bye.